I think you're doing a keynote or something.
Yeah.
Like you're on stage talking about it. And it was a perfect time for me just because of something I'm going through right now. So I want to start there. Tell me the story about your dad. Tell me where all this passion for fitness comes from.
Yeah, I'm excited, especially knowing that you guys have such a dad audience. I think that this pulls at a lot of heartstrings, specifically when I work with so many women. Without fail, when I share that story, I always get out of the woodwork. Some men message me and they're like, man, this hit home. I need to do something. So for backstory, my dad, he's a firefighter. He's been a firefighter for 30 years. That's a very demanding job, physically, emotionally, mentally. It's a tough job. And he had been overweight my whole life. When I was in elementary school, and he was probably like 36, he had his first heart attack. And this dude hung the moon. Like, he's the toughest, strongest guy I know. I looked up to him so much, still do. I walked into that hospital room and I'm scared. I'm in elementary school. And that was the first time I remember realizing that he was breakable, and he's hooked up to machines and he's in a hospital gown, and just thinking that, that man that I think is like a superhero is actually pretty breakable. And as much as I would like to say, that really like jolted everyone, we changed our lives. He went a different path, but I was in junior high. He had a second heart attack. Same story. I was in high school and he had a third heart attack. Wow. And when I was a freshman in college, he had a fourth heart attack. And I was becoming an adult at this time and realizing like the consequences of your actions and, just how fragile life is. And I didn't have the tools or the confidence to really have that conversation with him up front, just because I got emotional about it. I still like get a lump in my throat when I tell the story, because it's so scary to see someone that you care so much about be on the verge of life or death. And in my head, I'm like, very few people survive 4 heart attacks. And if the 5th one comes, the other shoe's going to drop and he's not going to make it. So I'm like, I just need to write everything that I'm thinking. I'll leave it on his nightstand and I'll just go back to school. I was home for Thanksgiving break. So I write him this letter, and in it, I'm like, I am in the bedroom right above your bedroom right now. I'm writing this, and I just selfishly, I need you to take care of yourself. I want to see another World Series. I understand how unappealing, taking care of yourself, working out, eating right. It sucks. It's not what everybody wants to do. But I said, walking down the aisle without your dad would suck exponentially worse. And I just said, if not, for nothing else, do it for your selfish daughter. And I left that note. I drove back to school, and he called me. He read the note, and it was a super, super emotional call. My dad is very tough, but he is very, especially when it comes to us, he's very emotional. So eventually it got to the point where we kind of came to a head of why it was never happening. He said, I'm just scared to try. I'm scared to try. And then everyone, your mom, your siblings, and you see that, I didn't do it. I tried and I failed. And we had decided, that if you don't try, then the end is definite. You're going to die, because it feels like suicide by lifestyle, the way that you're living right now, the way that you're sedentary, you're eating poorly. And it's obviously come to a head 4 times now, and I'm just scared. So he gave me that letter back when he lost 100 pounds. He ended up losing about 120. And through that, I got to just see his life flourish. And I got to watch not only the physical transformation, because losing 100 pounds is evident. Like the pictures are so cool to see, but beyond that, he got a promotion at work, and his fire department got a more reliable captain. He was an empty nester for the first time, and him and my mom, just like, they're best friends. They have so much fun together. He's actively playing basketball and riding bikes with my nieces and nephews. So he's an active grandparent. And that was something that was not present before. And when you look at him now, it's just a completely different guy, the way he carries himself. He's so much more confident. And I was watching that. And at the time I was a dental hygienist, and I'm from a teeny tiny town in the middle of Missouri. That's in the United States. And I graduated with 20 kids. I was my hometown has 400 people. So it's itty bitty. And when you come from a really small town, a lot of times you just don't think that making a big difference at scale is possible for you. And I remember thinking that, like, he changed his life, but I got a better dad, and my mom got a better husband, and his friends got a better guy out of that. And in doing so, it just made me believe that if I helped one other person, it was going to ripple from there. And that was kind of the mission in starting my business, and how I got started just lit the fire under me, because it was proof of the domino effect. When you impact one person, it just ripples out.
Whew. That's crazy.
Let's go. Where do you want to even start with that one, man? Boy, that hits all the mark. You should
All from
come
one
on
of
the
your
podcast.
buddies creeping her Instagram.
Right? Unreal. What's your dad's name?
Greg.
Greg, shout out Greg.
Yeah.
What an accomplishment. I think that that's one of those things too, where, you know, on this show, we talk a lot about men's mental health. We talk a lot about leveling up, right? Being that better dad, being that. So when you say he was probably scared of it, guaranteed he was. Like, we hear that all the time where guys are like, well, you know, somebody's going to feel some type of way, or, well, I can't do that because this buddy counts on me to go drinking every Friday, or I can't do that because, like, there's
Because I'm the funny fat guy.
Yeah, that's who
I wouldn't
I've
be
been.
funny anymore if I
That's
lost
who I've
weight.
always been, right? So they hold off. But
Imagine being in that moment though, reading that letter.
Ooh,
like that's
I know.